Got something for you, Mark, but you don't go without it. You're going to fall over there.
No, you're not.
Right. Who's going? Here's Catherine. Catherine,
I'll introduce you and then that's it. I'll go back to my beer. Thank you all for coming. It's fantastic to see this place so alive. It warms my heart. It really, really does, and it makes all the effort worthwhile. I've known Mark for 30 plus years, I think, and he said something to me on Saturday, and I thought twice about it. He said, the thing is, we get on because you and I are similar. And I thought,
you make as many enemies.
And in a way we both are. I'm focused on producing creative spaces for people to be creative in, because it's very important for our souls, it's very important for society, and it's an independent place, this. I'm not funded, I don't have to do anything that anyone says, so I'm a free agent, and that's why I spent the weekend hanging nearly 180 pictures for Mark Williams on the wall. And it was both very painful and very joyful in equal measures. The work is exceptional, and his talent is exceptional, his focus is exceptional, and I shall hand you to the man. And thanks for coming, everybody. Thank
you. At the risk of being like Mutual Admiration Society, I would have to say that Janet Martin is one of my favourite people on this planet. So she is one of those rare individuals. She's a facilitator. There's no ego riding on the back of what she does. It's purely and simply, I don't know anybody else who would allow me to do a show like this. Or, she's built this up, and it's purely so that creative people have got a space to use for music, poetry, whatever else. So got to give a credit and to thank all the staff who've done a lot, Rachel and Mary and others, who've done a lot of work behind the scenes, of which I'm grateful. I'm going to make a short bit of a spiel. Growing up in Cumberland with my identical twin brother Philip, don't mistaken for me, used to come down on the bus to Newport and climb up on the transport bridge, look out over the town, and I used to think, yes, this must be the ugliest place on the face of God. But the quote Uncle Bryn from Gavin and Stacey, there's joking I am, because I paint Newport, I do picture in Newport, and I will do it again. But living where we lived, if we went over the mountain, we'd be in Risca. If you went up the valley, you'd be in Glenavon. If you went east in the other direction, you'd get out towards Llandegford. My grandfather was tracing the family tree before he died, and I had his notes, and I followed it up. And on his parents' side of the family, who were all from Llanfywyddach and Llangibby, places like that, back in the 1690s, tracing the tree. But Llanfywyddach is where Arthur Martin grew up as a boy. His father was a vicar. And I borrowed the book The Hill of Dreams from the library when I was a boy. And the opening chapter, when I read it, I thought, I know where this is. It starts off as a young lad going for a walk in the country, and he goes down this deep, dark lane. It's like going down into the underworld. And years later, I got the collected letters of Arthur Machen, and he'd written to a poet called John Goldsworth, saying that the beginning chapter of The Hill of Dreams is set in a sunken lane that goes from Llanfywydd Church down to the farm at Common Cefn, which was my ancestral farm. So this has been with me since childhood. Another thing being, related by marriage to Fred Handel, who used to do the pen and ink drawings in the Argus. And anybody who would start an article by writing, like Rome, Newport is built on 7 hills, without any sense of irony, gets my vote. Right, so Arthur Machen, ancestral link, where we grew up, breathes the same air as him, albeit 100 years on. And if anybody wants to know what this show's about, I think it's right to read something written by Arthur Machen. I'll make a fool of myself reading it, but I think this passage will sum up what this exhibition is about. He says, I would write of a man on his summer holiday, if you please, granting him of special grace a month instead of the usual fortnight. Would write of him as coming to my old territory, as he ran down the shore of the Severn, the level lands to Newport, noting something strange in the shape of the wild grey hills to the north, Something outland in those greeny dells of Wentwood that hide in their lower slopes buried walls and temples. We'll take my man to Caerleon-on-Usk and show him the grey Roman walls mouldering there above the green turf, and show him the red sunset over the mountain, the tawny river swimming to the flood. She could go wandering away, this unfortunate fellow, into such a country that he had never dreamed of. Should lose himself in intricacies of deep lanes descending from wooded heights to hidden and solitary valleys, where clear water with the winding brook sounds under the alder trees. He'd be high on Mynydd Mine in the morning, in the fullness of the sun, and drink in the wind that blows there, and look out upon the rolling billows of the land and the far down yellow Severn Sea. And finally he should come home again to London and perceive that wonderful things had been wrought in him, that these woods and hollows, these ancient walls and buried temples, this might and majesty of sun and wind upon the summit of the great mountain wall, these enclosed still valleys of hidden peace and wonder, that all these things have discoursed to him a great mystery, whereby his soul has been renewed within him. And if I caught some of that in these pictures, then I've done my job. We'll hand over to Catherine Fisher, renowned Newport poet and author. Been to some of her seminars over the years, and she's an expert in
No, I'm not.
well, I think so, more than me. And she's very kindly come along tonight and to read something by Arthur.
Yeah, I'm going to read a little bit from